answer specific questions, review specific products, and teach specific skills. When you plant those seeds on YouTube, the final thing you have to add to the equation is then patience and diligence. YouTube for sure is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Sean is the creator of YouTube Secrets, the easy way to build your personal brand and make money with YouTube. I've seen the power of what it does in Sean's business, and I am beginning to focus on it, but that's why I brought an incredible thought leader here today to speak about it. So for the next 18 minutes, will you give your undivided attention to Mr. Sean Cannell? Give it up for Sean. Give it up for Sean.
Man, I'm so fired up to be here. Listen, I know that you've already been like drinking from a fire hose of tactics, strategies, inspiration. I mean, drop one of your ahas in the comments, right? You're like, I got 500 ahas. This has been so amazing. And thank you, Pete, for that introduction and for the opportunity to be here. But man, get a fresh page of paper, open up that journal to a fresh page, because I actually brought a training today that's going to give you tactics that are going to help you build your platform. And so let's just get straight into it. And today we're talking about YouTube Secrets, the simple way to earn money and build your personal brand and business with YouTube. And right off up at the top, I want to give you a quick YouTube strategy to get started fast. You see, we're going to talk about two powerful approaches to build your platform. Secondly, in the second half of the training, we'll talk about how to start and grow your own YouTube channel. That's going to be more of a longer game approach. That's going to take more time, more energy. It's worth it. But I want to give you a quick strategy, and it's this: be a guest on other people's YouTube channels, right? And I know that John Lee Dumas was talking about that opportunity with podcasting. Before starting your own podcast, you could be on somebody else's podcast. So here's an example of, I actually had Pete come on a couple of our channels, and look at this, 9,371 views, 6,340 views. And at the time he was talking about just his world-class genius of helping people get on stages and master their message and build their platform. And so think about your message being amplified by being on other people's shows. Here's me. I went on a podcast, and it's a video podcast. Write that down, because there's a lot of podcasters that are actually also publishing their content on YouTube. And this is Kerry Newhoff. He's actually kind of hidden in the corner there. He just uses Zoom and he records a video podcast. Well, I was able to talk about YouTube on his show. This is Heather. She's got a marketing video podcast, and she has different guests on there. Real basic software, real simple things. Friends, so many people are doing this. So here's your action item for this quick strategy. Find 5 to 10 YouTube channels that you could be a guest on and reach out. I mean, if you want more help on how to reach out, definitely take action on all the upgrades Pete's been talking about, because he's the best at getting on digital stages. He's the one that'll help you really figure out, right, how to reach out. But find 5 to 10. And this might not just be podcast channels, but it's people that are doing a video podcast. They're hopping on something like StreamYard or Zoom. And if they're aligned with your audience and you can add value and always come first with service, then this will be your shortest path to tapping into YouTube to really start building your platform. But what about starting your own YouTube channel? What about using your own YouTube channel to build your platform? Well, let's talk about it. And first of all, why YouTube? Sean, man, we've been hearing about a lot. There's all these social media platforms. There's all these different places I could build my platform, and they're all very powerful. What unique opportunities does YouTube offer? Well, first of all, right now, updated numbers, YouTube has 2.3 billion users worldwide. 2.3 billion active monthly logged in with a Gmail account. Let me know in the comments. Do you actually have a YouTube account where you can subscribe and comment? You know, friends of mine, they don't have accounts yet. My mom, she doesn't have a YouTube account, but she watches YouTube. So the numbers are even bigger in terms of consumption, but that is a massive audience. That means your ideal customer, the ideal person you want to help, is on YouTube. So why aren't you? Now listen to this. Forbes discovered that, believe it or not, and a quote from this article in Forbes, the total size of the creator economy is estimated to be a little over $100 billion. Now, this is people earning money just from actually being a thought leader, a content creator, an influencer on YouTube. YouTube alone expects a $30 billion stream of revenue at the end of 2021. Well, why would I care about how much money YouTube itself earns? That's how much money YouTube will gross, and YouTube is owned by Google. Well, the reason you should care is because half of that money goes into the creators' pockets. Those who have YouTube ads running on their, like, the split is about 50-50 and there's different variables. That means $15 billion goes into the pockets of people posting YouTube videos. And YouTube is a discovery machine. You might be saying, Sean, I'm building my platform, but like one of my biggest challenges is like no one knows me yet. Like I'm literally at zero. Well, the cool thing about YouTube is it's a great platform to get discovered. And when you think about Instagram or Snapchat or LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook, these are not major discovery platforms. What makes YouTube different? Well, YouTube's actually a search engine, and 70% of people go to YouTube looking for specific questions or trying to answer a specific problem. And so to illustrate this, quick story, you know, I'm a small town kid. I actually grew up in Arlington, Washington, rural farm town. There I am climbing a tree. I mean, I don't know. A lot of us could probably relate here. You grew up pre-internet. Like that's when we would go outside. I mean, you remember the days when AOL was sending you like free 2 hours of free internet time on a CD. You remember that? Like, and you'd have dial-up internet, like, right? And so I grew up in a small town. In my high school, the majority of people in our school were like in FFA, like Future Farmers of America. It's a very rural community. So I really grew up around farming. I grew up around, you know, we lived on 6 acres. We had farm animals, the whole thing. We had a garden. And of course, like you kind of learn this somewhat forgotten practice in our modern world of planting seeds, watering them, but then you're patient. And over time, if you wait, then ultimately the seeds you plant will grow. Kind of reminds me of let's not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we don't give up, right? But like what YouTube is like, to illustrate this, is every video you put out strategically, and I'm going to show you how in this training, it actually is like a seed you plant that doesn't just produce one time, but becomes a tree that produces fruit for your business, your platform, for weeks, months, and years to come. Now let's get a little geeky and I'll show you an illustration of this. I posted this one video. This is analytics of a video in 2018. So you can see it was posted in 2018. This one video has generated 3.2 million views. It grew my YouTube channel by 45,000 subscribers. Now think about that. What would it mean to you to grow your platform, your followers, your email list, your base of subscribers by 45,000? Now, additionally, this video has actually paid me $20,000 from YouTube itself. And every 2 days, it gets almost 4,000 views. In fact, every 60 minutes, this video is viewed by 110 people. While I'm talking to you right now, over the next hour, 110 people will watch this video that I uploaded in 2018. Now, this is the power if you do YouTube right, because every video is like a seed, and the videos that grow and flourish, it's kind of like scattering lots of seed, and some grow. They turn into a fruit tree that can actually produce impact week after week, month after month, year after year. And friend, today I have hundreds of videos generating views, sales, and income, whether I post new content or not. So when I think about YouTube for the pillars, right, for communicating your message, for selling your products, for getting on stages, for generating passive income, for scaling your brand, for controlling the mic, I can't really think of any better platform than YouTube. I've been on stages because of YouTube, featured in Success, Forbes, like whatever publications. Book sales, over 70,000 copies of our books sold. No JV partners, no crazy ad spend, nothing really besides organic YouTube traffic. Featured in Forbes, grew multiple channels using this strategy. And of course, you might say, well, Sean, it might have worked for you. Like it's kind of just a unicorn experience. No, we've helped hundreds of students now cross the 100,000 subscriber mark, where you get that silver play button. Thousands build full-time incomes and make a massive impact. But one of the reasons I love this platform tour is also because it's not just about the subscribers or the views, but because of the business we've built, a multi-million-dollar business. Right now, we're supporting 40 kids a month through Compassion International. Our team is able, which helps these kids attend and stay in school, get nourishing food, get mentoring in a safe environment through a local evangelical church. What's the point? The point is to be all in on YouTube because it is a platform accelerator. Okay, Sean, so how do you do it? Well, here's the simple strategy. I'm going to give you 3 types of YouTube videos, really simple videos to start posting. And you're going to kind of maybe be shocked by the simplicity, but you'll see how powerful this is. So write this down: ASQ, RSP, TSS. These are the 3 types of videos, and we'll define them: ASQ, RSP, TSS. All right, number 1, we'll hit them all. Answer specific questions. See, when we're posting videos on YouTube, what kind of videos should I post? Answer specific questions. What some people do is they get a little too fancy. And this video right here, what question is it? How to drill a hole into a wall. How to drill into your wall. That's 1.3 million views. See, you might be trying to solve the problems of the universe, but what do people use YouTube for? They use it as a utility. And 1.3 million views, if you were a contractor, somebody that helps people do DIY stuff, this is almost too simple. It's the curse of knowledge. It's more simple than you would ever think to create. How to approach a girl works every time. Well, if it works every time, then I got to watch this video. 5.1 million views. ASQ, answer specific questions. Beginner workout made simple. 11 million views. Renting versus buying a home, the 5% rule, 2.6 million views. Now I have a little plug-in here that shows me that this channel, yes, it's got a good subscriber base, over 200,000, but the views are outpacing even the platform size, the subscriber size. Why? Because they're answering specific questions. What questions is your ideal person that you help asking? And you could turn them into one question, one video with the answer. Where to start when reading the Bible and how to read the Bible. 69,000 views, right? And one of the people I really understood this from was a guy named Dave Ramsey. Now, maybe you've heard of Dave Ramsey before, all kinds of different people in the personal finance space. Dave has built up his entire brand, really, and radio show answering specific questions. Like really ultimately gets on there. How do I pay off debt? Do I rent or buy? If I've got 80,000, if I make that, like he's just answering specific questions. He actually does it in a long form live stream, which you could do on YouTube. And then the questions are cut out. One question, one answer in each video. So what is a specific question you could answer on your YouTube channel? Remember, these are like seeds and you plant them. And then you also go, well, there's not much to see there. Well, no farmer would think that you plant a seed today and that by tomorrow that it would have grown into a forest. But as you put enough seed out there, you come back weeks, months, and even years later. And that's the power of YouTube. It's like a fine wine. It gets better with age. Like your channel begins to grow and the videos begin to multiply. And certain ones, they get crazy impact like this, 2.1 million views. Specific question: how do I make money if I have a small channel on YouTube? How do I make a video? 1.7 million views. And this is an important stat to know. 70% of viewers on YouTube are going to YouTube to help them solve a problem. So what are the questions surrounding the problem that you help? First pillar, clarity. The person that you help and the problem that you help them solve, you start turning those into videos. This is Nicole. She's a kids occupational therapist. She's grown a massive YouTube channel now and turned it into multiple streams of income. But she had one video about tummy time for newborns that got 3.2 million views. We recently just had our first kid, Sean Bradley Cannell, is 1 year old now. And clearly you could see I'm succeeding in fatherhood and clearly the leader in the family. No, obviously he's the one who's just stiff arming there like a football block. But now, see, I didn't care about tummy time for newborns until I had a newborn. And so when you start thinking about the person you're helping, right, it's like when the student is ready, the teacher appears. People are going to YouTube. How are they phrasing the question? Write that down. How are they articulating that? Turn that into content. What keeps them up at night? What is like, man, should I get this type of loan or that type of loan? Man, how should I deal with this tax issue? How do I get over this anxiety? How do I recover from this divorce? How do I decode what my partner is saying to me? All these different questions people are asking. And when the student is ready, they start looking for answers, and YouTube is one of the places they're going. Now, what's crazy is there's a lot of good ways to make money. I mean, dive deeper in the training here, and that'll help you really scale your revenue. But remember, YouTube's going to pay you as well. So I DM'd Nicole and I was like, hey, how much did this one video pay you? She said $7,525 just from this video she uploaded in addition to the courses she's built and the consulting she does and the mastermind she runs and all this other things. For us in the last 12 months, we're approaching 400 grand in YouTube ad revenue, which is just where this thing could scale to. And so number two, review specific products. Now I know this might seem basic, and I know this might think you're like, Sean, I want to write a book. I want to impact people. I want to be on stages. Why am I reviewing products? Why? Because people are looking for specific products to solve specific problems. And they don't know you, but they know they want to find the product and it could lead them to you. So let's say you're in health and fitness. And so anybody have one of these massage guns? I love these things. I'm a runner, so recovering from running. So if you look up something like Theragun versus the Hypervolt massage gun, it's got 166,000 views comparing two different products. But let's say you have a fitness channel. Let's say you help people with health and wellness. Well, you know the person's mindset, if they're researching a massage gun, is that they want help with health and wellness of some kind. So reviewing products can be an entry point into your world and actually help you build your platform, and you can monetize it in the process. Because write this down if you're new to it, it's called affiliate marketing. So when you put a link in your description to this massage gun on Amazon and someone clicks that link, you actually make a commission on that in the process. But where people get a mistake, they think, wow, that's not the kind of business I want to build. I actually want to get people to my gym. You can do both. That's the power of RSP, review specific products. Million views talking about a couple cameras, RSP reviewing specific products. If you want to check it out later, CNBC did a mini documentary about how this small town kid, college dropout, just started reviewing specific products in his bedroom and had a $40,000 month from Amazon alone from RSP, review specific products. Jennifer isn't a great example. She does sewing products. Look at this. She has a sewing channel. She helps people with sewing, helping people enjoy sewing. And so she's talking about sewing machines, different things like that. 2 years. Remember, she planted a seed 2 years ago. She planted a seed 4 years ago, and she's gotten hundreds of thousands of views on these videos. They've built her platform talking about these embroidery machines and sewing machines, but she's also earned thousands of dollars as an affiliate for these products. And these videos work for her when she's not working, like a tree that grows. Once you plant the seed, you just let it take a life of its own. And so people do this in direct selling, network marketing, all kinds of different niches. We do about 60K every couple months from that. So you ask yourself this question: what products could you review or compare? And do they have an affiliate program? What products could lead people into your world and attract your ideal audience while also you're able to monetize? And then finally, final strategy is TSS, teach specific skills. Teach specific skills on YouTube. Lead with value. Give your best information away free that it could lead people into your world. This is Jen. She's got only 621 subscribers. Do you need 1 million subscribers? No. Do you need 1,000 even? No. Jen's doing about 10K a month. She's helping people with attraction marketing, teaching specific skills. This is Mary. Mary's in her legacy years. She's teaching people how to make apple cider vinegar. She's teaching people. She lives in Texas, and people, the kids come into her at her local church and they go, "You're a famous YouTuber," because she has over 500,000 subscribers teaching people specific skills in her kitchen, but she's leveraging the power of YouTube. And so I want to encourage you, you can apply these strategies. Answer specific questions, review specific products, and teach specific skills. When you plant those seeds on YouTube, the final thing you have to add to the equation is then patience and diligence. Because YouTube for sure is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And where a lot of your peers are going to miss out on the opportunity of YouTube, they're going to go off after shinier objects and things that get you results quicker. I'm all for the quick results, but YouTube is growing this deep root system, sometimes the biggest towers have the deepest foundations. The biggest trees have the deepest roots. And so the power of YouTube is what we're experiencing in our business and so many of our students is by planting seeds today and watering them on YouTube. And then years later, you will be blown away by how impactful your platform is. Pete, I hope that was helpful. And man, I'm fired up about YouTube. I can't wait until we're able to get into your YouTube stuff more. And hey, if you want to connect more, then I would love to connect with you. I'm at Sean Cannell on social media, and really appreciate you having me. And thanks so much, Platform Tour. I love the heart and mission of this whole thing. And so I appreciate you so much. And thanks again.
Hey, Sean, thanks for being with us. I know you'll be backstage. I love those 3 types of YouTube videos that he talked about, the power of YouTube. And man, it's literally been like the single stage that has grown his business to where it's at today. And so super excited about that. And he will be with us backstage.